Hello, my name is Boken. I mentioned that I would be trying to do a video here to kind of show how I play Geodens on an Automa map. So that's what I'm doing here. I already set out the map here. I used the map generator Gaia.project.hol.es to create this. I did go through a couple of options until I found one that I thought was good for the gleans. It's not amazing. It could be better if I was just putting things where I wanted them best for a strategy. Be a little different. This is 40799, I believe. I'll make sure that's right in a little bit. But yeah, so here it is. Here's the way it's going to be, and that's pretty much it. Now I did go ahead and randomly choose a Automa faction from the ones in the list. I did exclude yellow and red. I figured I wouldn't really be picking the Geodens if yellow and red were the races that were, available or were already taken. So it's just kind of my mantra on how I'm doing that. Right now I'm just creating the Automa deck real quick. So I drew a gray card, so that's what I'm using for my Automa faction here. It does matter, but not that much. Also, how the early game goes does make a difference on whether you're going to get high points or not. There's a big difference between beating your opponent and getting high points. If you get high points, chances are your opponent's going to get high points because it's a game with a lot of leech. Chances are, you might take all the really good, contested areas in the map, on the tech track or whatever, but for the most part, high scoring games are high scoring for everybody, low scoring games are low scoring for everybody, so doing the best with what you have is a pretty important aspect of the game. But right now we're going for a pretty decently high score. As such, we don't really care what the Automa itself scores. Oh, I have to draw some stuff first, so I'm going to shuffle this first. So, as I was saying, it doesn't really matter what the Automa scores. It just matters that we're going to shoot for our own high score and try to get over 150 points is the goal. Should be fairly achievable. I tend to get over that many points most games. I like to say that the threshold for doing really well is over 165 points, doing exceptional is over 180 points, and then if you hit 200, then, you either had the perfect setup or you just did extraordinarily well. Anyway, so first things first is we're going to place the Automa mines. The rules state that the Automa places as close to the center as they can on their starting color. It's pretty simple. We don't have to do any tiebreakers. Next, I'm going to place my mines. Normally, if you're playing this in a two-player game, you place one, then the other, and reverse Catan order, so to speak. I'm definitely going to place here, which is going to give me some leech here, and then I'm going to place out there. That's the reason I'm doing that is because I'm expecting that I'm going to be able to get to this planet with nothing but a QIC, which is great. This planet will take a little bit more effort, but if I'm here, I can get there in 4 movements, which means I just need this tile if I wanted to go that route, which might very well be what I'm shooting for. But I could also do without that route. I am planning on building a Planetary Institute in turn 2, just because that is the bonus. So, you kind of got to figure out your strategy at this point. This is the point where you're taking that first bonus tile, you're figuring out what you want to do. Now, I will say that on a 2-player game, I do think that sometimes it is difficult to, specifically with Geoden, I have to say, it's difficult to get out to just your 4 orange planets with no terraforming, no nothing on the first turn. In a 3 and 4-player game, you have 5 or 6 of your planet colors out, so it's a lot easier to do that. It's more often that your planets are going to start close together. They're kind of clustered right now, which is nice, but it's more often that's going to happen in a 3 or 4-player game, so it does kind of change the dynamic of the game. In a 3-player or 2-player game, oftentimes you have to terraform once or build a Gaia onto a Gaia planet once in the first round. in order to get that standard 4-planet start. Another option for them is to go an academy start. Typically, this holds off building the Planetary Institute until level 3. Occasionally, you can build it in level 2, but it's pretty resource dependent, so it's unlikely. And if you do build it in, in round 3, I should say, most likely that academy start is still going to wind up utilizing another planet, so it's kind of a decent start, but not amazing. So let's have the Automa pick a tile here. We're just going to take the top card, and it looks like they're going to take the leftmost one here, so this is what the Automa is choosing. So now this is where I really got to pick out my strategy. I'm going to take out the cards that the Automa starts with. If you've played with the Automa before, there's 6 cards that have a little green card highlighted at the bottom. Those are the ones that you start with the Automa. So now it's I know I'm not going to take the this one here because it just makes no sense for me to take that when I know I'm not going to build that building. I could take either one of these. They're decent options. This one, the knowledge will go to waste the first turn, but the second turn it'll still go to waste the second turn, so that's not even worth considering. So now we're considering between these two. With this one, I'll get an extra ore. With this one, I will get a little bit of power movement, and I'll get range. Now, I do want to point out that Geodens start up on the terraforming track, which means they're going to start with 2 or more than it's marked there. Anytime you start on one of the tracks, you immediately get the bonus when you start there. I went ahead and did that already just so for clarity's sake. So if I wanted to, say, take this one, which is what I'm leaning towards now, and I wanted to build on just my orange mines, I could do that. I could use my QIC to get to here, and I could use the range to get to here. I'm also within 2 on 2 different planets. I will be 3, but that's not important. Right now I just need 2, which means that I can upgrade this one twice, and I can upgrade that one once. Now, the total cost of this is going to be 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total ore to be able to achieve this. And I start with 6 plus the 3 I get, which means that I'm really going to start with 9 ore. That's perfect. So I really won't need any additional ore. I could get additional ore, but it's not going to necessarily hurt or hinder me. I'm also going to need the QIC to get there. I start with that. So I start with all the main resources there. And now, if I remember correctly, it's 14 to do this opening start. So it's going to be 5 for the research lab, another 6 for the 2 trading stations, 11, and then another 4 for the 2 mines. So 15. So there you go. I really don't need any extra additional resources, so it seems to me a pretty obvious choice to go ahead and take this range. So that's what I'm going to do. Just kind of going through my thinking process. And again, I didn't actually say this, but I do apologize if it's a little bit grainy. I have to use my laptop camera. I don't really have a camera that's right for this, so hopefully the lighting's at least somewhat decent, even though the camera doesn't show it well. So we got the Automa deck set up. We're ready to go. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm starting at. As for the tech tracks here, which is also kind of important, I think I'm going to focus on economy this turn. Now I could also do a strat, since we don't have anybody really going for Transdium, and I'm pretty close to some Transdium. I could do a strat where I take 1 in Gaia Projects. If there was the round bonus that gave you the extra tokens, I might have done that. It's something to consider, especially when you have either the bonus that has the final end bonus that has the structures, or the structures in a federation. Both are pretty good for having those Gaia projects. You're going to put out 5 extra planets, not nearly for free, but you need a little bit more tokens, and I'm not convinced yet, as I play this game right now, that I want to invest some power into extra tokens. But I might change my mind as I play. It might become the best path. Right now, my path seems to be best to go down economy 2, and eventually go down terraforming and navigation. And if I have extras, I'll probably go down the QIC route. As for the advanced tech tiles that look pretty good, the one on the top of navigation looks primo. I want to get that one after I build my last Federation, so hopefully I won't have any competition on that whatsoever. The one on the top of AI is a nice combo with that. It's another, another Federation bonus tile. I don't know if you could see it, but you should be able to see it if you zoom in there. But so that would be a nice little addition to my strategy. But I don't think that I'm gonna tear up on this track. Obviously, getting an extra Federation token is always nice, especially when compared with these. So these 3 tracks work really well together. But I think I really want to focus on economy anyway. I really like the economy track with the with kind of the setup that we have going on the board. I think I'll get enough science to make that happen. So that's what we're going to shoot for. Let's get the income. So I'm going to get 2 power move. I'm going to get 3 ore, and I'm going to get no money. I'm going to sit right where I am at money. I'm going to get 1 knowledge, though. So that's going to be my income. Start off the turn right away. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to upgrade these buildings to try and maximize my leech in the first turn. Now, I don't know what he's got, but I do know what the starting Automa deck looks like. It's got an upgrade or 2. It's got a build a mine. It's got, I think it's got 2 faction actions, 1 QIC action, 1 tech action, and a build a mine and an upgrade. Their faction action is upgrade. So basically, this deck has 3 upgrades, and it has 3 upgrades, and it has 1 build a mine that I need to worry about. The 2 that work on that tech track aren't going to give me leech. I happen to know that build a mine uses the tiebreaker, of whatever is within range that's the least terraforming step. So that's red and white. Is what they're... I'm sorry, not red and white. They're going to primarily terraform white and brown. So within their reach, there's this white one and this white one, which is closest to this building right here, this white one over here. And there's not really a white one or a brown one in this general vicinity around me. Maybe this one, but it's not that close to him, so I'm not too worried about that. So this already seems good. But also, upgrading is eventually the tiebreaker will be the closest to one of your planets. So this just seems like an easy choice. So I'm going to choose this one. So that's kind of the thought process. I want more leech. I want to pick the one that I think will be upgraded by most. And that's, of course, going to cost me the 2 ore and the 3 credits. So there we go. I did not terraform anything. I won't be terraforming anything this turn, so I won't be getting any points. We'll go to the Automa. The very first turn, they flip this over, do nothing. All right, so they won't be building a mine this turn. Well, they might be. No, they shouldn't be. Oh, I forgot to turn the bottom 3 over. It's kind of important. All right. So the first action is going to be to cover up a QIC action. It looks like they're going to cover up the 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to cover up that 3 power for 2 new tokens, which means that I'm definitely not doing the Gaia Project strategy now. Especially now. Well, most likely. All right, so I got no leech from that. That's unfortunate. Oh darn, oh crap. What's next? Well, I mean, I have a couple of options here, but I think what I'm going to do is I want to absolutely make sure that I'm not missing out on power leeching. If I build a mine out here right now, since it doesn't really matter what I do, I don't think that they're ever going to take orange, especially considering how the Automa works. If this was a player game, maybe you'd have to be more worried about somebody taking a planet before you would get to it or something like that. But this is not. This is an Automa game. I know what the Automa can do, and I know what their preferences are. So I know that they're not going to build. They're not going to build onto these orange planets. So I'm not worried about that. What they may do is, if I'm already on these orange planets, they may be building around there. Now, it's kind of a moot point right now because the build a mine option in the first set is already gone, so I don't really have to worry about that. Their faction action is an upgrade, so I don't really have to worry about it. But it's something to keep in mind in the future. It might be important at this point that where I build this secondary planet over here instead of, upgrading both of them instead of building a new mine, because that gives me more chances for them to build close to me and give me leech. Now, it's a little bit different when I'm building towards someone else. Then I'm just giving myself more leech, but right now I'm already as close to all the opponents as I possibly can be. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and just get a research lab. That's going to be 3 of these fancy ore and 5 money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ore credits, I should say. That's going to give me a tile of my choice. Now is where I'd have to pick whether I wanted to go up the economy track or if I wanted to start going up the nav track. I don't think I'm going to need nav at all this turn, and I don't think I'll need it next turn. So I think the obvious choice is to skip nav and go up the econ track right away. And the best tile for me to do that, I could take the 4 credits. I'm going to start next turn with at least 3 credits. If I get that tile, I'll start with 5. That should be enough. I think I'm going to skip the credits and I'm going to go for the ore. So we'll take that right there. I can go up any track. I'm, of course, going to choose the econ track. So I'll start with 7 credits if I get that tile, thanks to the econ track. And if I go 1 more up, of course, 8. So now we'll see what the Automa does for their second action. They're going to do the faction action. Now, their faction action is an upgrade. They have a very peculiar upgrade list. The first thing that they'll do is a planetary institute, which they can't. The next thing that they'll do is a trading station. Obviously, the only thing that they could do right now is a trading station. But after that, they'll... and that trading station is downgraded from a research lab. So if they have a research lab and they have trading stations available, they'll always downgrade. After that, building a trading station from a mine, which is where we're at, and then academy and research lab. So I'm going to build a trading station. Now, as I said, I do know the tiebreakers, but I'll go through it just to be easy here. A tiebreaker for an upgrade is first, the closest one to any of the player, that's you. Your planets is the first one, and then the next one's directional selection. Well, this is 2-way, this is 1-away, very easy choice. It's going to build there. And then I'm going to get 2 leech because he built next to a 2-power building. And I'll take a victory point penalty for that. So there we go. I actually forgot a very important point. They should have gotten 1 point last round and 2 points this round because their faction is 2 points. So a total of 3. I'm really bad at keeping track of the Automa's points. I don't care what the Automa scores. Because it's all luck of the cards, right? And so it's kind of like an arbitrary number. I could just throw them at a random number between, 80 and 150. You know what I mean? And it would be the same thing because what they get is kind of what you happen to draw and what you happen to put in the deck and things like that. So, anywho, I'm going to forget to do that a lot. So we get back to my turn here. I think it's about time to upgrade this building for much the same reasons that I said before. We're going to upgrade it. That's going to cost us 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. And that's going to give us... I should actually put that building out there if I want to keep doing this today. And that's going to give us a trading house. Now we get to the first card where Automas might pass their turn. I think they will here. I think they got 2 X's. Yep, there's 1. So that's it. They don't do that action. They just pass their turn. They are going to take the leftmost tile, which is this one, and put this one back on the right. Which is unfortunate because I would have really liked that tile. But, beggars, choosers, and all that fun stuff. So, that's it for them. They are going to go first next turn, something to keep in mind for power. I'm not going to get any more power from them, so this is the way my power is going to look like going into the other turn, unless I, of course, spend that power. So I forgot to take my original, oops, I forgot to take my original QIC, which is kind of important. My turn, I'm going to use that QIC that I forgot to take. And I'm going to spend 1 ore and 2 money. It's funny, I play this game so often that I a lot of times don't even mess with the resources early for the first turn. I just know how much I have and what I can do. Probably not ideal. You want to keep more proper track. Don't be like me. So I have a range of 1, and I use the QIC. That means I can reach there. And that's that. It would be the Automa's turn, but again, goes back to me. Now I'm going to use this range ability to get 1, 2, 3, plus my normal 1 is 4, so I can reach there. Again, I'm just doing this for income, and I'm going to build this mine, which is going to cost me my last ore and my last 2 credits. So that's that. Finally, last action that I'm going to do, last main action, is spend my 4 knowledge to go up the economy track. If you're going to go up the economy track, I mean, the economy track is decent no matter what, but it really is more worth your returns to go 2 up it rather than 1. If you're in your first round and you only have 1 kind of free bump to move up one of these tracks, the best single bump is always going to be the Gaia Project track, unless you're playing against Terran Automa, because they take all the, they take all of your Transdium planets, so kind of doesn't work. Terran players, not as much, because it takes them a little bit more to get rolling. But in the 2-player version of the game, you only have 7 Transdium planets, so getting, the maximum return out of a single level of Gaia forming is 5. It means your opponent's not going to let you do that unless they only take 2. So in a 2-player game, Gaia forming is not as good if the other person is going Gaia forming, which is why Terrans look super powerful in a 2-player game, because nobody wants to compete with them, which I don't blame them. If you had a little bit more Transdium planets, maybe you would. But it's neither here nor there. 2 points, though. 2 points, I think, is best in economy. If you only had 1 point and you didn't want to go buy Gaia projects, obviously the next best income would be science. Science is pretty good point for point, especially in the first round. So that's about that. Then we were going to pass our turns here. So, and I know I'm supposed to do the Automa. I'll get that set up real quick. I got to draw a new card, and then I'll shuffle while I'm talking. So now I got to choose one of these cards. Before I pass, I could always spend extra power. Now I know I'm going to get exactly 4 power, and I know that my opponent is going to build before my turn. And they have a chance of getting, basically in this deck, I know that they have 3 upgrades and a build a mine. And they have 2 cards that are not building anything, and 1 mystery card, because I don't know what their extra card was. So chances are that their very first action is going to be to build something that I can benefit from. So if I take this tile, it means that I'm most likely going to overcap on my ability to leech power that I could have leeched otherwise. I'm also happening to get 2 knowledge total next turn. So this tile doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it'll put me at 3 knowledge instead of 4. So, getting that is not exactly great. So what I've decided is, since I'm not going to build a whole lot of mines next turn, I'm just going to take this. But before I take that, I'm going to spend 1 credit, or 1 power on a credit. That way I have the ability to leech at least 2 on my first round. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I actually forgot this one, so I forgot about this and that. So I'm actually going to spend both. So 2 credits. Yeah, forget. I don't always go economy track. So economy track's great, by the way. I just prefer going other tracks a lot of the time. So that's what we're going to take. We know we're going to get the 4 points from that. We are going to have to come up with an ore somehow. That is going to be very important. Oh, well, I guess we can use that ore. So, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine either way. So that's that. Moving on, we have income coming up. Let me turn these over. uncover this. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get all my income without forgetting any. I've got a total of 7 power movement total. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's my total power movement. I've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ore coming in. I got a total of 2, 3. That's total of 5 credits. So that's going to be 7 total with that. And then I've got 2 knowledge. A little bit short on knowledge from where I'd like to be, but that's all right. I'll be getting a lot of knowledge here in the very near future. So our opponents here, the Automa, is going to do their action first since they pass first next turn. Typically, I only pass first in the second turn. After that, I'm always last. What can you do? All right. So their first action, and also the new card. So if we cared about points, the new card that they just got was usually in this deck, the ones that you don't start with are the ones with the points. The 6 cards you start with have very low points. Everything else that are the same actions in the deck have higher points than the starting ones. So they just happen to get this one where basically they're not going to get a lot of points from it. So if you cared about points, that would matter. What's more important to me is that the new card is an X card, which means that when they get to the last 3, which will happen 1 turn after every turn, it is more likely to be that they'll pass. And we don't want them to pass after round 1. Round 1, it's not a big deal. They might take something that we want in round 1. We could also use the leech. But later on in the game, I don't really like them passing. I like them giving me leech, especially in rounds like 2 through 4. But either way, they're going to build a mine. That's going to give them 1 victory point. And their build a mine is, I think first is faction tiebreaker. So let's make sure that I got that right, because the build a mine is the most confusing one. So they have to be at least 4 range. So there's a lot that's in 4 range. The closest one is faction action tiebreaker, which is not going to count. The next one's final scoring. This final scoring is happening to be different planet types. So whatever they build on, it's not going to be gray. That's all that really matters. After that is going to be, and by the way, which one is lit up matters. So if it was most buildings in a federation that was lit up, then we would just skip it because it wouldn't matter. Then the next one is going to be the one requiring the fewest terraforming steps. That means that we have to do a green, yellow, or black. And there is a green, green, green. There's a yellow within 4 of them. Let's see, black planets. I don't see any. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed that up. It's actually green, white, or brown. Apologize. So green, green, brown, white, white, brown, green. No, that's not in range. So they got quite a few. So really it's going to come down to the next one, and that's the one closest to one of my planets. Well, this one gets a little bit iffy. These 2 greens are 2 away, so that's probably going to be good, and these 2 whites are 2 away. So any of those can work, and those... Oh, no, I'm sorry, just this green. That's me. So this green or these 2 whites seem to be the only ones that are the closest to me. So now the last step is directional selection. So the directional selection, I've decided that this is going to be the bottom. This one down here where the 9 is pointing down. So we're going to use this as the bottom. So the directional selection is coming from here. And as we get going, obviously this is going to be the first of those tiebreaker planets that it's going to hit. So this is where we're going to build this. Now, in a normal Automa game, you're supposed to put down a satellite every time you build a new structure, a new mine, that isn't adjacent to the previous structure of that opponent. And that's how you're supposed to play to count out most satellites. we don't have most satellites in this game, and I don't really want to do it. So just keep that in mind. So he built next to me. I'm going to take the 1 power, since the maximum amount of power I can take is 1. It's not a choice of I only want to take 1. I can only take 1. Therefore, even though I could have gotten 2 power if my power management was different, I am going to get 1 power, and it's only going to cost me 0 victory points, 1 less victory points. So, my turn. The first thing that I want to do is I want to spend some power. Now, I know I'm going to spend 4 ore and 6 credits, so I know I'm going to be almost completely out of ore and credits. I'll have 1 ore and 1 credit when I build my trading station here, or my Planetary Institute. After I build my Planetary Institute, though, I will really want to try and build a mine on a new planet type, preferably a yellow or a red. Now, I happen to be right next to a red here, so that's ideal since I don't have the range that I would need to build somewhere else. So I don't want to take anything just yet, because I think what I want to take is I want to take that terraforming action. I think that would be best for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 1 for credit. That's a free action. It doesn't take me any action. That will allow me to charge 2 power from my opponent, maximum, which is still pretty decent. And it will also allow me to, when I build this Planetary Institute, it'll leave me with exactly 1 and 2, which is what I need to build a mine. So that's perfect. So I'm going to build this Planetary Institute right where this trading house was. And that's going to give me 5 extra points, so we're going to be tied on points again, thanks to the round bonus. And that will end my my action. So let's go ahead and see what the Automa does for his second action. Most likely an upgrade. Oh, look at that, an upgrade. So, again, they're going to have to upgrade. Now, the priority is first to go to a Planetary Institute. So, since that's a priority, this guy is going to upgrade to a Planetary Institute. That's going to give him 1 point. And it's going to give me 2 leech. Hey, look at that. Isn't that perfect? So I've got my 2 leech. That's what I wanted to see. I really want to go ahead and take that red planet now, and I want to make sure I lock that in before he takes that QIC action. So I'm going to do that now. There's that. That's going to lock in that QIC action. And then I'm going to terraform this by 1 step with that QIC. Spend 1 ore and 2 credits. And I'm going to build a mine right there. Now, because I built on a new planet type that I've never built on before, I'm going to go ahead and trigger my Planetary Institute ability and get 3 more knowledge, leaving me at a total of 5. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So now we get to see what the Automa does. The Automa decides that they want to take a QIC action. Wouldn't you know it, if I had waited 1 more turn, I would have gotten screwed over. That's just how it goes. I kind of got screwed over anyway. And oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this 5. I apologize. So this is going to cover up the QIC 1 over. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's going to cover up the 7 credits for 3 knowledge and give him 1 point. So there we go. He's beating me. Oh, no. I didn't get any leech, which was unfortunate. I really would have liked a little bit of leech. I have a couple of options at this point. I don't think I'm going to build on another planet this turn. I know I'm just going to spend that knowledge. If I spend the knowledge now to go up the economy track, I won't get a whole crazy heck of a lot from it. But I will get 1 step. Okay. The 1 step, all that's going to give me is it's going to give me the 3 power charge immediately, which is nice, admittedly. But more than likely, or the other things that it's just going to give me is 1 extra power charge and 1 extra credit. That by itself is not really worth going up there, and I really need range. So if I'm going to go down the range track anyway, it might be worth just to get the QIC, lock it in place, and then save it next turn. But I have a crazier idea. I'm going to go down this economy track, get the power charge, And if I have to burn 1 power to get 4 over here, it'd be much nicer if they built next to me and I can use the leech, of course. And then take this 4 power for 2 QIC action, which will give me just enough to buy another jump in the economy track. And the second jump, or I should say the fourth jump, is significantly better than the third jump. So, because instead of just getting 1 credit and 1 power move, you get 1 credit, another credit, another power move, and another ore, which is phenomenal. So that's most likely what we're gonna try and do. So I'm gonna use my 4 knowledge. Oh, actually, I did my math wrong. That's still not gonna be enough. Yeah, I thought I had 6 knowledge. I have 5. So maybe that's not what I want to do. Change my mind. I'm still gonna spend that 4 knowledge. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for sure in my eyes. And you know what? I'm still going to go up that track because I still want to use another action. So I get my 3 power charge. I'm going to get a little bit more income. I could have gone up the navigation track, but I'm pretty certain that I'll be able to get 2 navigation movement next turn. So we'll see. So that's that. Now the Automa might be passing. Let's see here. Nope, they are going to do a faction action, which is an upgrade. Now, we already said that the primary is to build a planetary institute. The next one is to downgrade to a trading house. The next one is to upgrade to a trading house. Tiebreaker is closest to me. Very, very simple conclusion. That's where they build. They're going to get 2 victory points for that. Okay. They built next to my planetary institute, so now I have the option of taking 3 power. I will go ahead and take that. That's going to cost me 2 victory points. Certainly at a deficit here. Now, if I had 1 more credit, let's say, and 1 more ore, I could take the 2 terraform action and trade in 1 more for a credit. Get myself somewhere else. Well, I wouldn't have the range, so I guess it wouldn't matter. But instead, I can see that I'm going to be a little bit credit starved. I'm only going to get 3 credits next turn. It's really not enough for what I kind of want to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and snag those 7 credits. So that's what I'm planning on here. So take those 7 credits and move myself up to 7. All right, and let's see whether we're passing now. Yeah, there we go. Now we're passing, and that's really good because if you hadn't noticed, I really wanted this tile, so that's that. Now he's going to take the middle tile, which is what he had last time. He's going to go first again. Now I'm at the point where I could pass, but before I pass, I want to make sure that I'm not going to go over my power expenditure. So I've got 4 power charge from there, 3 power charge from there. I'm going to get an extra token. There's no way I'm going to go over. Even if I were to take this one, I don't think I'd go over. So I'm just going to leave those 2 in the bowl. Turn that in for 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm planning on taking this tile. Now, I have a couple of options. Like if I took this, what would be great about that is I could take the 4 power action for 2 knowledge, and that would put me up to 4 knowledge. And that would be interesting. But the reason I don't have to do that is because I'm planning on building at least 1 mine somewhere I haven't built before. So I think I'm going to get that as a matter of course, the 4 knowledge total that I need. So I don't think that's going to help me too much. So we're going to ignore that. Take this. That's the way to go. So, clean up the Automa, put a new card in the deck, shuffle it up, and we're going to turn this over. I also don't do a good job of keeping track during the game of where everybody's at. I mean, just do that at the end, tally at the end who has the most structures, the most planet types. But for now, I have we both are tied for the most planet types because he built on a green and I built on a red. And for buildings in a federation were both tied at 0. I get my income now. I like to do all the types of income at once. So I get my ore. That's 4 ore total, 5 ore total. So I'm going to get 5. And then I'm going to get a QIC. For credits, I'm going to get 2 plus 3, so a total of 5. 12. And for knowledge, it looks like I'm going to get a total of 2. 2. And I think that's it for that. So now it's just power. So I'm going to move 4 power over to here. Then I'm going to move 3 power thanks to the economy track. I'm going to move 1 power thanks to this, and then 1 new power token. Now there's a couple of ways I could have done that. Basically, the other ways I could have done that would either be to waste power, which I don't want to do, or I could have ended up like this. But this is just the better move. So not by much, but it is the better move. If it would matter a lot more if this was just enough for me to like use the 5 power action or something like that. So that's all the income that I'm planning on getting right now. And then we'll go ahead and start the round. Now Automa's going to start us off here. And the Automa says 1 less upgrade this round, but they are going to go ahead and take a QIC action. Maybe one I need. Let's see. That is one I need. Wow. What can you do? Here's their 1 point. Yeah, I would have loved to have taken that first turn, but oh well. So in lieu of that, we're going to try and look around for a... I had a plan, but I have to change it. So I got to look around for a close-by yellow planet. Wouldn't you know it, there's one right next to me. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 3 power action to take this right there. That'll stop him from taking that away from me later. That's going to cost me 2 credits and an ore. And that's going to put a new mine out right there. I've never built on a yellow before. That's going to give me 3 knowledge. 1, 2, 3. I'm at 6 total knowledge now. All right. What do you got for me in Action 2? Action 2 is going to be upgrade. All right. Once again, we know the paths for upgrades. We cannot upgrade to a planetary institute, so we're going to do another trading house. Perfect. Again, that's next to my big building, and again, I'm going to take the leech. So there's 3 power, and I go down 2 victory points. This early in the game, I still think it's pretty worth it. Also, I should mention that when I built this mine here, I should have gotten 2 points because of the round bonus we're in. So I can obviously not take another one of those delicious planet types that I don't have yet. I am, however, going to build a trading house. And I want to build a trading house. I'd love to build a trading house out here, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. So the next option would be one of these 2. So now's the time where you kind of want to start thinking about federations. Now, there's no particular bonus for a federation in any given round for this game, so I can kind of do it as soon as it makes the most sense for me. So that's why I want to start kind of planning that early. My goal is going to be 4 federations. Your goal should always be 4 federations. If I get 4 federations is a good question. It does rely heavily on my endgame strategy. My endgame strategy, by the way, is to contain a total of 5 Federation tokens. 4 from on the map and 1 from the top of the terraforming track. If I can pull that off, this 1 advanced tile after I get that Federation could be worth, 5 times 5, 25. That's a pretty decent amount of points for 1 tile. So that is the ultimate goal. If I manage to get a lot of tech movement, I might even go for the one down the AI track first. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not too worried about that one, so it's kind of on the back burner. But in the meantime, I have to figure out where I want to upgrade and where I want to build out. Next turn, I'm going to be building at least one green planet. I would probably take this green planet, so that's probably where I'll build out to. So this is going to be a cluster federation. I might take this white or this or another red, depending, to make that. That means that this will probably be a cluster federation with me taking one of these yellows to make that happen, and maybe this blue. And that means that this is going to be a cluster federation. So, and I've got one that'll be unknown. So right now I've already got it separated out into 1 federation, 2 federation, 3 federation is my kind of tentative plan. And this is how you want to think about this stuff. For your first federation, you want to use as few satellites as possible. Even if satellites are the main goal, because you don't want to cripple yourself unless you're just getting a ton of tokens. So I'm going to kind of focus around this area, and I'm going to upgrade this guy. So that's going to be 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. There we go. Next, we're going to see what the Automa has in store for us. Alright, we got the build a mine option that gives 3 points. Pretty good for them. 1, 2, 3. It's too bad they don't also score those points, huh? They're going to build a mine. Now, the mine rules are if it's faction built first, after faction built is the final scoring, which in this case is most buildings in a federation, so it's relevant. After that would be, and their range is 4, so they got a huge range right now. I always forget what's after that. After that is planet type requiring the fewest, so we're going to have to get a green, brown, or white. And then after that is the one that's closest to me. Well, there's nothing closer to me than this one. That's easy choice. Nothing else is even bordering me that they can build on, and that's only 1 step away from them, so that's where they're going to build. So that was the downside of not upgrading this, is I don't get as much leech, but I'll make do. I get 1 leech for free. What can you do? They got their 3 points. Comes back to me. So at this point, I think I'm going to spend my 4 of my 6 knowledge to finish going up the econ track. That 4th spot is just so good. The 3rd spot is more of a debate, like, can I get to the 4th spot? You know, that 4th spot is fantastic, so that's where I'm going to want to be. And it also lets me stall for 1 more turn, hoping I get a little bit more leech, so I don't have to burn tokens. I forgot to turn the bottom 3, so this is the last one that can't end the turn. And it's a build a mine, another regular build a mine. This one gives them 1. Once again, planet type that is the correct color within range. Range on this time is again 4. So again, they need a they're going to need a green, brown, or white. And the next thing is the one that's closest to me. Well, this white is 2 away, so that's going to be pretty close. This brown is 2 away, so those 2 are good. This green is 2 away. Oh, they're not in range of that. So just the brown and the white right now. It's 3 away. It's 3 away. Yeah, so it's got to be one of these. Directional selection is next. We're going to start from the bottom. Bottom's coming this way, so the next one is going to be actually the brown, because it's going to come this direction. So they're going to build right there. Kind of bites a little bit. I was kind of planning on getting that brown eventually. Not a huge deal. So they built next to me. I'm going to take the 2 power leech. It's going to give me 1 less victory point. And then it goes back to my turn. I'm going to spend the 4 to get the 2 knowledge. I think that's going to be pretty important to me and my overall goals. I should put this back. Huh? So I get 2 knowledge. That's going to be my turn. I am passing second this turn, I can already tell you, because I'm pretty sure I have more than 3 actions. We'll see. So, do they give me more leech is the question. They do. Alright, they're going to upgrade. Now, the faction action upgrade is different than the normal upgrade. I should say that is kind of important, although I haven't messed it up yet, so it doesn't really matter. Everything's been copacetic either way, because the first step is always Planetary Institute. The second step is always Trading House, no matter which upgrade path you're using. The only difference is whether you downgrade or not. So they are going to upgrade. And the closest one to me is the one that they're going to upgrade. So that's this one. And that's going to give me 1 leech. 1 leech. Not bad. I'm going to spend this for knowledge. And at this point, I have a couple of options. I really want an ore right now. So, and I really need range. So I'm going to go ahead and get this, go up on the range track with that 4. That's going to give me a QIC. It's also going to put me kind of where, in the general direction of where I want to be. So I think that's pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with that. All right. So now we ask, are you going to pass? They are not. All right. Wow. So they're going to go up on the economy track, which is okie dokie for now. It's a random track, so that's the one they're going up on. And they're going to get 0 points for that. So, oh, I forgot to give them their 2 points for their faction action. It's kind of important. All right. Well, it didn't give me a leech, but definitely did that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to spend 2 ore and 5 credits, spend one of these QIC to turn it into an ore, and we're going to go ahead and build another one of these fancy research labs. So the question is, what do we want to get now? I do really love income tiles, and I could see myself getting this tile right here. That's a possibility. This tile's out of the question because I really don't want Gaia projects. I'm just not really interested in that right now, especially after I've built my Planetary Institute. I could also get this token right here. This will give me some movement, and I'll go up a track that I was planning on going up anyway. So these are kind of the choices that I'm choosing between right now. I don't want to go up science because we're in round 3. Going up science in round 3 is just not as powerful an investment tech track wise, in my opinion. So I don't think that I'm going to go up that track at all. It is a really, really difficult choice for me right now because having the extra QICs would be nice, but yeah, I'm going to have to go with this one. It's just too good. So we're going to get that. I'm going to pop up this track one more time. Now we're going to watch the Automa pass. Oh no. Wow. All right, they're going to go up their highest track, which right now is economy, actually. And they're going to get 1 point for it. So I might have some competition on the very top of the economy track now. Not terribly worried about it. They can have it if they need it. So that's going to be the last turn for the Automa. Oh, and he's going to pass, so he's going to get a... I wonder if I use that card or I use the last card in the deck. Give me 1 second. Let's see. The Automa passes. Here we go, passing. Oh, they also scored the victory points. I forgot to score them the victory points on the board. Again, victory points for Automa. I couldn't really care less. Support card. It doesn't actually say. Oh well. So I'm just going to use this one. So it's going to be the leftmost one, which is this one. It's a little unfortunate because that's actually the one I wanted, but what can you do? And they get a new card in their deck. And ready to go. Alrighty, perfect. So I'm going to now use this handy dandy action to move 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be my turn. I'm going to come right back around to me. Now I know I've got a total of 8 power movement. I'm getting 1 new token, which means that 1, and then 6. So I'm going to be wasting 2 no matter what. So if I spend this for credit, I will be exactly to the point where all of them are in bowl 3. Unfortunately, most of the things I can take are going to give me power, so I don't necessarily want to do that. I'm going to spend both of them. I could have burned one and, bought more power tokens, I guess, but I'd rather just get the credits, get that out of the way. So now I got to decide what I want to do for passing. And let me go ahead and give the Automa their extra points that I forgot. So they got 0 points for that tile, and they got 4 points for that tile, and they're going to get 4 for this. So total 8. Yeah, not a big deal. All right, so what do I want to do? Next round, I'm probably going to build a mine on a Gaia planet. That's my plan, is to build at least 1 mine on a Gaia planet. I'm definitely going to run up the track that gives me the ability to get range to get here. So the navigation track. So that's absolutely going to happen at least once. And I'd really like to take that action to terraform something that's 2 away. We'll see if I'm able to do that. I would love to have an extra knowledge so that this would be really easy. But it doesn't look like I'm going to get that extra knowledge. So instead of all of that, I think I'm going to take the 3 range. If I get the 3 range, I can get to a brown or a blue. Since brown is something that will be highly contested, I kind of want to lock this brown away, which just so happens to be 3 away from me. Could use a QIC for it, I suppose, but don't really need to. So I think that's going to be the best bet for me. Alternatively, I could take the ore and the mines. I know I'm going to build at least 1 mine, but yeah, I mean, I could do that. That's a tough choice, that really is, because I'd love to build multiple mines on Gaia planets. I could build, well, with 2 range, I could build 1 there. And I can use a QIC to... Nope. I can't. I tried. We're going to take this. A little bit of analysis paralysis, so to speak, but... all right, now we're going to go ahead and turn this over. We'll give myself my income. So I'm going to get 3 knowledge only. Sad day for everyone involved, mostly me. Take these off as well before I forget. I'm going to get a total of 4 power move. I'm going to take a new token first, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll get another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll get 1. And then I'll get 2. That's right. Yeah. So it really doesn't matter what order we do it in. So that's all my power move. 1, 2, 3, 7, and then 4 more is 11. So 11 total power move. And I got a new token as well. Gonna get some ore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total of 6 ore is pretty nice. And a total of 4 money, which is there. And that pretty much sums it up for everything I'm going to get there now. I could have gotten that money tile. That money tile would have been nice earlier instead of just spending the knowledge to go up that track. I really could have done that. Maybe I even should have done that. I would have instead of getting this, but that's all right. I'll make do, so to speak. So that's that. All right. So first action is going to be Automa, I think I got everything. I just want to double check here. Yeah, I got everything. Automa is going to, oh look at that, go up on their highest track. Yeah, they're definitely going to beat me there. That's alright. So that's going to give them 1 point. And no leech for me, which is kind of good because I couldn't take it anyway. But I am going to spend my leech here. How do I want to do this? I think it's really important for me to go up in range first. So alternatively, I could just build up to this green right now. Yeah. I'm going to spend 4 power right now, and I'm going to take this 2 knowledge, and that's going to be my first action there. All right, Mr. Automa, what are we going to see from you? Oh, look, going up in a random track, 2 from over here, so we're going to go up in this track. That one's even worse. I don't want you to take that one. I want that tile, so I'm not happy about that. 0 points, and again, no leech for me. That's alright. I'm going to spend 4 of this delicious knowledge to go 1 more up in that track. Alright. Then I'm going to see what this Automa's up to. The Automa is going to do an upgrade. Alright. So, looks like we're upgrading this one. There we go. That would be the next preferential thing. I'm going to get 2 leech from that, which I'm going to take. Setting myself far behind. No big deal there. Next step. Alright. So, while I wanted this brown originally, I'm kind of realizing that I'm probably not going to get the brown anytime in the very near future, just because I'm not in range of that brown. So I could instead get this brown, which wouldn't be a bad choice, especially considering that I'm going to have to create a federation around here anyhow, somehow. So I think that I'm going to get this blue right here in the middle is the plan, is the next plan. I really don't want him to take my action there, because it's kind of important I get that, but at the same time, if I absolutely need to, I can just terraform for a little bit more, so to speak. So the question becomes, do I want to burn my tokens or not? And the answer is, I really don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hope this doesn't bite me in the butt and use these move 4 power so that now I have 6 power over in that spot. So cross my fingers, it doesn't hurt me. Also, I could just look at this and know that if it was covering a random QIC action, it wouldn't cover that one. But it is going to build a mine. The mine is a normal build. So the first thing is there's no worries about any kind of final scoring. It's 2 away, and it has to be something that's green, brown, or white. That's 2 away. It's green. That's white. There we go. And this is green is 2 away. Those are the only 3 things that it seems to be within 2 that matches green, brown, or white. Then the next qualification is it has to be closest to one of my buildings. That's 3 away. That's 2 away. This is the one it's going to build on. So take away my closest white. That's alright. I can get a white here still, so not a big deal. I'm planning on getting this green anyway, so the white just makes sense. But I do have to be careful because this white is within 4, and that seems to be a common thing for them. I'm going to get 2 leech from them. I might as well take it. 1 more down, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? So my action is now going to be to spend 5. Take this 5, or double terraform action, and I'm going to actually take this blue planet. It's going to be 1 ore and 2 credits to build there. Now, I've never actually built on a blue planet before, and we all know what that means. 1, 2, 3 knowledge. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So that's great. See what the Automa does next. Oh, I got to give them their 1 point. I don't think I gave them that. The Automa is going to build a mine, and it is within 4. Wow. I love building mines. So, oh, these 3 are sideways, so the next ones could pass. They're going to build within 4. Again, there's a lot of choices, but the one that's closest to me is going to be this brown now. Or this brown, because that's now within 4. So now we have to do directional selection, because there's nothing that's a black that's close to me. There's no blacks that's close to me. Yeah, because this is... Well, this is the fewest terraforming steps, I guess. So I guess they're building out here. Yeah, because that is the fewest. There's no terraforming steps. So that's where they build. They don't build next to me. No big deal. That is within 4, so it's perfectly within his ability now that he has this one. It wasn't in 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that he has that one, that's within 4. So it makes sense. And he's going to get 3 points for that. 1, 2, 3. All right. For my ability, I'm going to spend this for knowledge, I think. I really want to get... Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Spend the 4 knowledge. I'm going to go up this track here. That's going to give me 3 power movements. There we go. That's also going to give me a QIC. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I need that support card. Next is going to be passing. All right. So they're going to take the leftmost one. Didn't really want that one, so that's good. All right. And then they're going to get a new card. It's powerful, powerful Automa. Shuffle up those cards. Wait for me to show them what I'm doing next. One, 2, 3, 4. So they're still not in range of that. That's the biggest range they'll get. So I think I'm still going to do my crazy mode strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that 3 for range. Spend a QIC, an ore, and 2 money. And I'm going to build a mine way out here. That's going to give me 3 points thanks to the bonus for this round. And that's going to be my action. I'm going to get another action. This time just going to spend the QIC and an ore and 2 money, or 2 credits, and build right here. Once again, I'm going to get another 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Now, these greens, I forgot, are a type I've never built on before. So 1, 2, 3. Went ahead and got 3 knowledge for doing that. I'm now kind of running out of planet types that I haven't built on before. I haven't built on brown, black, or white. I have 1 black that I can build on, and I have 1 white that I can build on, it looks like. So, no, I have 2 whites I can build on. So it's going to be a bit of a race, so to speak, to get there. Next, I think I want to get a little bit of credits here. I think that's going to be kind of important. I could also... Yeah, I have a couple options that I could do right now. One of them would be to build another mine. another one would be to just hold off. And I could also build a federation, which is something I was thinking about I might want to do. Yeah, I think that's too good not to. So I'm going to build a federation. Well, first I have to spend, let's see, 1, 2 ore and 1, 2 credits plus a single token, which is a 3rd credit, to upgrade this into a trading house, or trading station, I should say. And then after that, my next action is going to be to turn that, discard this for a satellite, into a federation there. As far as federations go, there's a couple that I can pick. I'm definitely going to pick one that... by the way, I should mention that my tray has all of the federations in there. I understand that you can only take 2 of a certain type, so I'm not going to break that rule, but I didn't really want to take those out of the game. Just like these contain 4 tiles, I think you're supposed to only have 3 of each or something like that. Silliness. So, I could take a couple of things here, but I think I'm going to... I could be really cheeky. If I could get there. No, I can't get there. If I could build there, that might have been better, but I couldn't. So we're gonna get a lot of ore and a decent amount of cash next turn. But ore is still really good. I never turn down ore if I can help it. We're gonna get a total of 3 knowledge next turn, plus an additional 3 knowledge when I build on a new planet type, which means that we're gonna get we're gonna have a total of 9 knowledge. So 2 knowledge isn't gonna do it for me unless I take that knowledge tile right there, which I might very well do. That'll give me, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I'm setting myself up to be able to get at least 3 bumps next turn. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take this. It's gonna give me the 2 extra knowledge and 6 points. Now, I'm not going to actually use that knowledge because I'm going to save it for next turn when I get points for using the knowledge. Anything I got right now wouldn't be income. It would just be power moves, so that doesn't matter. So since I know I'm taking that, the last thing I got to do is make sure I'm not going to have too much power move. So I'm going to have 8, 9 again. I'll have 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll have exactly what I need, but I have a feeling he's going to build next to me. So I'm going to spend these 2 tokens anyway for some credits. I'm going to be a little bit credit shy anyhow. So I'm going to spend that, turn this in, and we can start the next round. Now I'm going to give the Automa 2 points for that round, because I didn't do that yet. And then we'll start the shenanigans. Let's see. So I will go ahead and I'll just do the power tokens now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And new power into bowl 1. Perfect. Alright. And then I'll go ahead and get my knowledge, which happens to be 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9. And I'll get all my ore, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ore plus 1 is 10. Credits, I'm going to get 3 and 4 is 7. Oh, I can take that off. 7 plus 2 is 9. Take these off. Cleanup phase, all that fun stuff. And I think I got all of my income there. So there we go. Alright, once again, it is the Automa's turn first. I have not had a first turn yet, and I probably don't want one. And we are going to do a regular upgrade. So first things first is we build planetaries, can't. Trading houses, can't. Trading stations. Next, we would build an academy if we could, but we can't, so we're going to build this guy. Rule is closest to me. We've got 2 that are equally close to me, so the next is direction. It's going to be this way, which will be this one. So that is going to give me 2 power, which I will take. 1, 2, and go back 1. At this point, oh no, 3 power. Yeah, I'll go back 2. At this point, you might not want to be taking power that costs 3, like I just did. I'm okay with it, just because I kind of know what actions I'm going to take here in a minute, but it might not be a good idea for you to take too much power, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and spend 5 knowledge to take this double terraforming action. Now, the reason I like that is because even though I could go 1 up in here and have that only cost 2 ore instead, which might be slightly better. Actually, that would be better, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. The reason I normally wouldn't do that is because I could just avoid going up this track and, you know, not have to force going up this track. But the more I realize it, the more I realize that I'm going up this track first anyhow. So it doesn't make sense. I'm going to take the ore. So I'm taking the 1, 2, 3, 4 ore action. And I think that's what I want to do, right? Yeah, and I'll get the 3 from that. So that's what I want to do. Taking the 2 ore. And I don't really need anything else on there. I could take the money. I spend... No, I think I'm confident doing this. I'm good with this. So, let's see. What are we going to do for the Automa? We are going to do a regular upgrade again. Well, first things first is, I believe Trading House comes first. So let's see. I'm pretty sure. Got to remember the 2 upgrade paths are slightly different. Yep, Trading Station. So this and this are the 2 mines. They're both equally close, and there's no final scoring that will matter for them. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and use directional. So it comes from the top, which means this one. There we go. And I'm gonna get 2 leech from that. 1 victory point. Taking leech at this point, like I said, might not be the best thing, but I do have a plan where I need a certain amount of leech, so I'm okay with it. Next, I'm going to spend 4 of my 9 knowledge to go up in a track. I'm going to go up in this track. That's going to give me 1, 2, 3 total power movement, and that's also going to give me 2 victory points. So that's that. I don't think I gave them their 1 victory point for that upgrade. Next, they are going to build a regular mine for 3 points. That mine is going to take into account different planet types. So they have not built on a... So they've built on blue, black, and green. So next... I'm sorry, blue, brown, and green they've built on, right? Yes. So next they want to build on white, brown, and green. Next they want to build on a blue or yellow would be the next 2 that they can do. And their range right now is 2. So are they within a blue or yellow? There's a blue that they're in range of. And they're not in range of that yellow. Oh, there's a yellow that they're in range of. Blue or yellow, and that's pretty much it. And then the next one would be, after that, would be closest to me, I believe. Yep. Closest to me now. So this is 3 away, that's 2 away. They're going to build all the way over on that blue. I'm not happy about that at all, actually, which means I got to act pretty quick here. But that's okay. I'm pretty much in the position I need to be in anyhow. So I'm going to spend 4 ore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ore to Maybe I don't want to do that yet. If they build another mine, I might be toast. If they build another mine, I might be toast if they build on that brown, and I don't want to do that black planet. So I'm going to instead yikes. That's right. I'm going to instead go up to 3 range. So 1, 2, 3. I don't want to waste resources here. It's very important. I think that I can risk it, and if I lose 3 knowledge over the course of the game, that's fine. I already know I'm going to win most planet types, so it's not really a big deal. So I get 2 points for that, going up a track, and then I get to see whether or not I just shot myself in the foot. They're not building a mine, that's fine. 5 from the left. Oh no, I'm sorry, 1 from the left. I'm taking that one. That's all good, and that's 3 points, 1 point. Alright. Next action for me would be to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2 to build a mine way out here. Now, I've never built on a black before. That's going to give me 3 more knowledge. Pretty happy about that. Alright, let's see what they do next. They're going to build a mine, and they're going to build a mine on a planet they haven't built on before. We already discussed. That's yellow. These are both yellow. They're both 3 away from me. Their range is 2, so yep, that fits. So which one do they want to build on? It would be directional. So from the bottom, so this one. So that's the one they're going to build on. Alright, they get 1 point for that. Okay. I am convinced that it is time to build another mine. And this one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to build on that. Yeah, I'm going to build on that white right there. So, there we go. Once again, never built on before. 1, 2, 3. Excellent, excellent. Getting some knowledge. Alright, let's see what they do with their next turn. And they're getting close to passing the faction ability. So they're going to actually, they cannot downgrade because they don't have any trading houses. So the first thing that they would want to do is build trading house after their planetary academy. Can't do that. So the next step is to, I believe, build an academy. Is the next one? Yes. So this is going to turn into, oh, not this one. This one is going to turn into an academy. And they're going to get 2 points for that. And they did not build the research lab using their faction abilities, so they don't go up in anything. But I get the choice of taking 3 power leech, and the question is, do I want to do that? Not really, if I'm being honest. I'm going to build 1 more mine. I don't really need it, to be honest. I don't know what I would do with it. More money, maybe? More money would be nice. But I don't really need it. No, I think I'm good. I think I'm golden. I'm going to pass on the leech. Sorry. Alright, so my turn is that I'm going to spend 1 and 2 and an extra ore to build 1, 2, 3 instead of 4 and 2 credits to build a new mine over here on this brown. I can use either one, really, so it really doesn't matter to me, but I think that as an orange, being next to yellow might be better. Oh no, because I have to go around this way, so this is better, for sure. Okay, so there we go. That's built, and that's a new planet type I've never been on before. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So I have now built on every planet type that's available on the board. So just in case anybody's keeping track, you don't have to do this every time you play planet types, by the way, but you can. Probably will also get the Lost Planet, which counts as a unique planet type. So there's technically 9 planet types you can build on. But that's just an idea of kind of how you can game the system in that way. Let's see if the Automas are passing. I think I'd like them to pass at this point. They're not going to. They're going to go up a random... Wow. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the random one. And... Oh no, sorry. 2. Go figure. Gonna go ahead and take my stuff. Well, if they take it, they take it. That's fine. They're not going to get any points for that, so we'll see what happens from there. I might have to resort to desperate measures eventually, but for now, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go up this track and get 2 ore. 1, 2. That is going to put me at another 2 points, and we'll see what they do. Pass? No, they're going to do a faction ability. At this point, they pretty much have to upgrade to one of these. Closest to one of mine is this building. Very, very simple. And that's going to give me 1 power leech, which I'll take that. Okay. I'm going to spend another 1, 2, 3, 4 knowledge to move up this track, which is going to give me this tile after I turn this over. That's going to give me 7 points and 6 money. So 6 plus 2 is 8. Perfect. Finally, their last action, no matter what, is a upgrade on your highest track. Now, the way that this works is that when your highest track is next to a advanced tile, they just take the tile. So they're going to go ahead and take this tile instead. And that's their action. So they are done. They get a new card. Oh, before I shuffle, that is the leftmost one. So they're going to take this mine as their last one. And then they're done. So that's good and bad. Basically, I'm running the risk that their very first action will be to take that. If they do take that in their very first action, I'll be a little bit screwed, but not terribly bad. And there's a good chance that it won't be their first action, so I think I'm going to take the risk. If this was a player game, for example, and we were in this situation, I would absolutely go up that track, because it's better that I get the 4 points and, the extra, total of 3 ore, 6 money, and 6 power, plus whatever income that extra resources this turn would generate me next turn, because I could build a few more buildings maybe. It would be better for me to get that than to risk them getting that if I could, get it. So even though I'd be losing out on the income, I would do that. But in this case, I'm willing to take the risk. I'm not saying that's a great idea. I'm just saying I'm willing. So that's that. Let's see. What do we want to do next? I'm actually thinking that I might make this federation this way instead, mostly because I can't upgrade most of these. So that might be the route I take instead, and then just build a separate federation here using this red. That might be something that I do, and then another federation out there. So those are my 4 federation shells, so to speak. I'm definitely going to be able to do this one, for example. I will then focus on this one next, because I'm fairly confident that I can do that. And then this one will be a last ditch, can I do it kind of thing. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. That's that. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Now, I don't want to go up this track right now, even though it would give me 3 more knowledge, because I need to have a federation. Unless I can make another federation right now. Maybe I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to get 7 so I could upgrade this guy. And I could upgrade that guy. No, I don't have enough resources for that. So upgrading this guy might not be a bad idea, though, because I do need some more money. fairly, well, I could do this for more money. 1, 2, 3, 4. And take that 7 money. That's going to be my action for that. So 15 total. Easy peasy. Now I don't need to upgrade to get more money. But I might anyway. I'm going to use this ability to move 4 power. So now all 4 power is up in here. Alright. I kind of want to wait to build trading houses until next turn if I can get away with it. Just because. Oh, you know what? I don't think I took the two... victory points for moving up this last track. I think I only took the 6 or 7 for getting the tile. So I'm going to take those now. It's kind of important. I'll go back later, and if I did take those, I'll just take them off my final score, and I'll make a note. But I'm pretty sure I didn't get that. So trying to go a little bit fast here. I'm already at an hour and a half in trying to make this video, so I'm a little bit... normally I take my time and things like that, and kind of a little bit more enjoyable when you do it that way, but that's not the way I'm doing it, so just take that with whatever you will for me. I think I might need to pass here soon, although I could theoretically, yeah, I might theoretically buy one more tile. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm going to buy one more tile. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend this 1, 2, 3, and 5 of this money to build this. I have to build it here. So that's where I'll build it. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this tile. Now, it's not the maximum, absolute maximum return I could get. The absolute maximum return I could get would be 9, which would be a little bit better. But that's what I'm taking. Now, the step for this, by the way, if I went up to this track right now, I would not get this, because first I get this tile. Then I get the resources that are on that tile, which in this case is going to be 8. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I would get the bump that tile would give me. Now that's an anything bump. I can get that anywhere I want. I'm actually going to take this one here. So that's going to give me 1 QIC. Because I got a bump, I'm going to get 2 victory points. And then next I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to give me 2 victory points. I'm going to go up here and get another QIC. And I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to give me a bump. I'm going to go up here. That's going to give me 3 over here and 2 QIC. So now I'm sitting pretty with 4 QIC. I'm going to spend this 4 power to get 2 more knowledge. I hope I got the... No, I didn't get the 2 points for that last one. I did. I'm going to get 2 knowledge for 4 power, and then I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 more of that to basically go up again. It's going to be 2 more QIC. Now, I'm taking a big risk here, but I think this is actually going to be worth it for me because it's going to give me an extra 6 points. I think I'm going to... maybe it won't be worth it because I'll have to move up a track again. I need to make another federation if I can. Can I do it? I could build there for 2 ore. Yes, I have 2 ore. Yeah, so I could build there. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'd have to get 2 more ore, which I really don't have. So... Not if I want to buy a tile like I'm thinking, at least. Alright, well. As I said before, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? So, what would that get me? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get that tile. I might hold off there. That might be it, because I don't want to go too crazy. I think I'm gonna stay right there. I think I'm gonna actually I'm gonna spend 3 QIC to take this. I'm not gonna get a tile, unfortunately. Spend 3 QIC to take that. I'm going to uncover it in a minute. And the one I'm going to take is the money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll get 7 points. 7. Now we're all square up. That's going to be my turn. I'm going to pass, finally. And then figure out what I'm going to take next. So while I'm figuring that out, that was a big turn. I probably used... Oh, I got to give them 4 points for that one. I probably used this, 8 times, something like that. And that was the one that I had planned. I always say try to take 2 of the end game scoring tiles and score real big on them. So that one I probably scored close to 18 points on. I didn't actually keep perfect track. I could have scored more, but I know that I picked up this tile. I know that that gave me an extra 2. I built on 3 new planets, so I spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 times I went up and scored those 2 points. It's pretty solid. I definitely went up this one 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and I definitely went up this one 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, I went up 8. I went up 8 tiles that round. That's crazy. Insane. So I wasn't planning on going up that many times. It's kind of like your strategy evolves when you see things that you can do, and you're like, all right, let's make this work. Let's make this happen. So, and that's kind of the best way, I think, to use the QISC track too, is you kind of just leverage it to get more resources. And what I was thinking about doing, if I had another federation that I could build, what I was thinking about doing was taking this tile right here, using this 4 QIC action, and then that would have given me 6 more points this round, and potentially, well, actually I would have had to have another federation. No, it would have given me 6 more points this round. Why didn't I do that? Maybe I should have. Oh, because I didn't want to risk losing that. I wasn't sure that it would be worth it in the end, because, yeah, 6 more points this round doesn't necessarily mean it would be more overall. So that's where I was at. But anyways, I have to figure out which tile I'm taking now. I really don't want the range. I don't need it. I'm going to have a ton of range, so that one's out. I'm going to have a total of 8 power, which means I'm still going to have 4 power in bowl 2. I'm sorry, 9 power, which means I'm still going to have 3 power in bowl 2. So I can waste 1 power by taking this. But I'm definitely going to build at least 1 academy, so I'm not terribly worried about that. I think the 8 points is the way to go. I think it's better than the rest of the options, so this is what I'm going to take. And yeah, there goes my there goes all the things that I want to do. So we'll go ahead. We've uncovered everything. These are no longer matter. They're going to go first, but first I'm going to get my income. So I'm going to get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. So 11 ore for me. That's pretty nice. Money's a little bit less. I'm going to get 4 money total. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's alright. I kind of expected that and planned accordingly. Knowledge, it looks like I'm going to get 4 total knowledge. So I'm going to sit at 5. Good. And then after that, I'm going to get power movement. So I'm going to throw 4 into this bowl, 4 into that bowl. So these just move straight over. So that's total of 8. And then 1 more. And then I will take a new power. Put it in the bowl 1. And now I will move the last 4. So I move this 4, I move this 4, now I'm moving the last 4. 1, 2. I want to make sure that I was supposed to get 11 ores. So 1, 2, 8 is what that is. So that's 10, 11. Okay, just wanted to make sure. So anyways, I had 4. I want to make sure I get this right. So I had it like this. I have 4 power movement here, so these are going to move into bowl 2. 4 power movement over here. These are going to move into bowl 3. And then I have 1 power movement here. It moves there. Then I'm going to get a new token in bowl 1 and take this 4 power movement. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's pretty good. I thought I was going to waste 1, but turns out actually not. I didn't calculate the new power token I got. So perfect. All right, that should be all of my income, which is fairly significant actually. And now we're going to see what the Automas are doing turn 1. So they are not going up their highest track, which is what I want to see. They are going to build a mine, however. They're going to ignore endgame scoring, which at this point I don't really care. And the next option is 2 away that requires the fewest terraforming steps and is closest to me. So a white, a green, and a brown are any touching me. 2 away from them. White, green, brown. There's a brown 2 away from them. It's only 2 away from me. So that's probably the best bet. That's 3 away, so they can't go there. That's 3 away, 3 away, 3 away. No whites. Yeah, I think that's it. That's where they're going. So they built there. 2 away from this guy. I only take 1 power because it's the most I can. Cost no victory points. Oh, they get their 3, 2, 3. All right. So I already know that I want to upgrade this into an academy. That's definitely something I'd like to do. If I do it that way, though, instead of using the 4 power, then I'm not going to be able to, whatchamacallit, I'm not going to be able to, I don't know what the word is. If I take a tile, basically, I'm not going to be able to take an advanced tile, which I do want to do with at least 1, maybe both of my tiles. So we're going to not do it that way. So instead, we really got to make a federation first, and we also have to make sure we get up on that track. We cannot risk it. So I know I'm going to get 6 power. I'm going to have to spend at least 3 to make this work. I'm actually going to spend 4. And with that 4, I'm going to get an ore and 1 credit. Okay? That's my plan with that 4 power I just spent. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this 4 power. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to bump up this track. Lock that away. That's going to give me 3 ore. It's going to give me 6 money. And then I'm also going to get 6 power move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's where I'm at. Let's see what the Automa has in store for us. Build a mine, and we are going to do a different planet type than before. So they have green, white, and brown. They have blue, I believe. Yep, and now they need a yellow. Well, there's a yellow and there's a yellow. It's the only 2 that they haven't built on that are the shortest terraforming away. There's a yellow too, but that's not range. The range is 4, and that's too far. So the closest one to me is this one. It looks like that's what they're going to build on. So build there. I get 1 power movement for free. And that's it for that. So my turn here, there's a ton I could do, and I've got power to spare. I kind of want to get free leech if I'm going to get it. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm okay just getting 1 leech instead of 2 or something like that. And I'm going to work on building a federation. So the first step, and I am going to try and cash in on this. That is important to me as well. But for now, I want to go ahead and lock in my federation. So this is going to be 6 and 6. I'm just going to move both of these down to 9 each to build this one. Right there. Obviously, I'm not going to build the income one because I won't get that anymore. We're in turn 6. Did I give them their points for this? Yeah, I did. Okay. So I'm building this. That's going to get me... Oh, shoot. That might not be what I want to do first because I want to get an advanced tile. I don't want to get any normal tiles, I don't think. Yeah. I don't want to get a normal tile. We're not going to do that just yet. I'm going to take that back. We're going to build this into a federation somehow. So that means that... we're going to upgrade 2 of them and then build on that yellow, I think, is how we're going to do that. So, we'll upgrade this one first. And that's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's going to get me 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And we'll move on to the Automa. They're going to do an upgrade, a regular upgrade for them. So the next thing that they need to upgrade is this guy. They upgrade a mine that's closest to me. There are a lot of choices. So they're going to go ahead and take the... take from the bottom, so going this way, and this is the first mine they would get to, so that's the one they're going to upgrade. It's going to give me exactly 1 power, go figure. And they get 1 point for that. Alright. Now, their strength in their faction buildings is going to be their total buildings minus 1. So their total buildings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So their total strength is going to be 10, which is about what we're at anyway. So there you go. My total in federations is 3. It's pretty terrible. They've built on everything except orange and red, so they are actually at 6. So they're doing pretty good. They're not going to beat me, so it doesn't really matter. Alright. So for me, I want to do another one kind of similar to how I did it before, but better. So I'm going to build this here. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. That's going to give me 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And after my action, I'm going to spend a single credit on that. There we go. All right, let's see what they do next. We're going to do another normal upgrade. Now, I believe this next upgrade is going to be Academy, if I'm not mistaken. I will double check just to be sure. Yes. Research lab is last. So they'll build right there. That's going to give me 1 upgrade potential, and that'll give them 1 point. Okay. Make sure that I turn the last 3 of these over so we know when that Automa is going to pass. Alright. So I've got 2 here. I want to get some more. I've got range of 3. I've got, some range to work with. Yellow is pretty easy to move towards, so I'm going to do the yellow one right there. So that's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2 total. And then I'm going to go ahead and build a mine on that yellow one. That doesn't give me anything. I don't get any special points or anything for that, so yeah, what can you do? All right, what are we doing for next Automa action is upgrade on their highest track. Well, can't, oh no, not highest track, 2 over, so 1, 2. So we're going to upgrade there, and that's going to give them 2 points. That's a new one. I haven't seen that upgrade one, I don't think. I think that's a new upgrade one that they got this turn. So, that's fine. No big deal there. I think I really want to build another research lab out there. I think that's going to be super important for me. So, yeah, I'm going to build a research lab out here. Okay. So that's going to be, trading house, not research lab. That's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of money, but I think it's worth it. That will give me 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And that'll also set me up for a federation. What are we doing here? We are upgrading, and this time we can we've never been able to use their faction ability. That's so silly. Their faction ability is to upgrade, and the main thing is to discard or downgrade from a research lab, and they've never done that, not once. But because they've never had trading stations available, so what are you going to do? The next one is to build an academy, which are all built finally as a research lab, and if advanced random research area action. Oh, you know what? I think I was supposed to be taking advanced random research labs areas every time they built a research lab, which has been twice that they never got that. So this will be the 3rd time. So we're just going to take 3 advanced random research lab actions. That's all we're going to do. We'll make up for it. Small mistake. I don't think they would have gotten that because it's random, but they might have gotten something else. We'll see what they get. So, where do we build this? We build this in the place that is closest to us, which is nowhere's touching. So the next one is directions from the top here. So this one. All right, and that's going to give them 2 points because it's a faction ability. And that's going to be 2 leech for me, but really 1 leech. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through their deck that we're not touching, and we're just going to look at the part that just tells us where we're going to do our random research advancements. 3 of them total. So this says 3 from here. 1, 2, 3. So there you go. This says 3 from here. 1, 2, 3. There you go. This says 1 from here. 1. There you go. So theoretically, this would have been the same cards. I would have drew from the bottom maybe. 1, 3, and 3. Actually, it's exactly the same. That's kind of funny. 3, 3, and 1. 1 would have actually been from this side, so they would have been up here. So I would have drawn from the bottom instead of the top. So it would have been the same thing. Didn't miss anything. Didn't change absolutely anything in the game. It could have. If it had been this track, or maybe 2 of this track, it might have changed things. Didn't change absolutely anything, so that's good. That was just me not realizing. I thought this was after upgrading to a research lab, only when they did it with their faction ability, not a normal upgrade, but I was incorrect. So you can see how often I play the Automa, go figure. That's about that for their turn then. They got their 2 points. So me, I'm finally going to start making Federation. So I'm going to spend some stuff first. I'm going to spend 4 to get this 2 ore. So I have some more ore on the board. Let's see what they're doing. They might be... No, not passing yet. They still got one more thing. They're going to upgrade their highest research area. So that's going to be this one. Would be the next highest research area. They'll get 1 point for that. There we go. And then we'll see if they're going to pass next. For me, I'm going to discard 2 of these to create a Federation. Boom. And I don't really care. I guess ore would be good. Money would be good too. But I'll take the ore, I think. I can still get more money. That's going to be 7. So 7. And I'm also going to take 6. Or no, sorry, 2 ore. There we go. Alright. Well, sorry, camera difficulty. Anyways, this is one of those times where we're kind of in dangerous territory. So I'm just thinking about it now that I'm looking at this. If they get it advanced in their highest research area, or they just happen to advance in this research area, they're going to steal about 25 of my points. I don't want that to happen. I'm a little nervous about it, but this is the kind of path I took myself down, and I'm going to take the risk. So let's see what they're doing. Oh, they're passing. I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous about that. That's just the luck of the Automa. You know, in a player game, obviously you wouldn't have as much freedom either, but in a player game, you could kind of like tell whether or not you were going to be able to go for a strategy that was all for broke or not, whereas in an Automa game, it could just be, you know, oh, we just move up this track 10 times, who knows. So they're passing. They don't get anything for that. They're going to get the 6 points for passing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty. For me, sorry, that frees up a lot of options. So we're probably going to, well, we're definitely going to take that advanced tile, but we want to take both advanced tiles if we can help it. And that would even be better than moving up the track. Now we're only going to get, we might get 2 more federations, but we need to get 1 more federation like now. So that's what we're going to try and do. Let's see how to do that. So I want to upgrade that. But the problem is if I upgrade this, that's going to get me a tile, and that's going to be a wasted tile. I don't want a wasted tile in there. So I might try to build this into a federation. In order to build this into a federation, this is going to cost me 2 ore, 4 ore, 6 ore. Blue is too far. Well, no, I'll probably build in this yellow. 6 ore, 8 ore. I have 11, so that'll leave me with 3 ore. Cost me 8 ore. It's also going to cost me... actually, no, I couldn't even do that, could I? Yeah, that would be... I have to build this first. I pretty much have to build... I think I can only build 1 more federation is what it's looking like. I'm not going to be able to build 4, which is okay. I mean, I've got plenty. So I know I'm not going to get any more power from my opponents. So I'm going to go ahead and use this 4 power to move these guys over. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 for the 7 money. I figure even if I don't get... like even if I don't get the use for it, even if I don't use the 7 money, I still feel like 7 money is going to be worth at least 2.33 victory points at the end of the game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 money. All right, next thing I'm going to do is that's why I like when the Automa's passed. I can actually just do my turn for a bit. I think I'm going to have to upgrade this. I really don't want to yet. But beggars and choosers and such, I don't think I have a choice. Because I don't want to take the tile yet. That's the thing. Like I wanna milk it for all it's worth. And I haven't quite given up on being able to get a tile out there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need to get it to... So definitely could upgrade this. That would be 6. I could build there. Problem with that is then when I upgrade that, it's useless. Yeah, that's an issue. Or I could just ignore... No. So we build there and there. And that'd be 2 ore. That'd be a total of 5 power if I ignored that. So that's 5 power. And then I could upgrade. No, I could just upgrade 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd still be short a power. And there'd be no way for me to get... No, I could build another mine, but that'd be terrible. Alright, let's see what... Let's see what tile I'm going to get, if I'm going to get something different, or if I'm going to just go up that track and figure that out. No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wanted to wait, but oh well. And 6. I'll build this one here. I have to get a tile. I'm going to take this tile. It's still a good tile. So that flips that. I get to go up in a track. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to go up in this track. I might actually go up in this track. This one might actually prove useful to me. We'll see. So that's that. And then... That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to upgrade one more time. Maybe I don't want to do that. I might have to overthink this real quick. So if I build there and then upgrade it immediately, can I do that? It's 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2. Yeah, I can. But then I have to build that again, which I have those, so I should be golden there. Yeah. I'm still risking it, basically. So I'm going to upgrade this one. It's going to be 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. That's going to give me my 3 points, extra 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And this is where you really got to kind of think things through. So I'm trying something out here. I know I'll be all right either way. Either I'll get another federation or I won't. So I'm not going to hurt myself too much other than spending free resources, right? So that's going to be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. All my ore's gone. So I've built that there. That will give me another tile. I'm going to take this tile. Believe it or not. So that gives me that tile, and then that's going to give me this bump, which is going to give me 3 new power. Have a plan, I promise. All right, and then I'm going to get rid of one of these guys to get an ore. And I'll spend these 3 for another ore. And I'll spend 2 and 3 to build this, upgrade this to this. And I already took my 3 points before because I went back. No, I took this is another 3 points because I upgraded it. 1, 2, 3. And that's that. Next, I'm going to spend 3 tokens to join this federation, which I'll definitely take the 2 ore, no question. Which is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And 2 ore, of course. Don't forget that. It's kind of important to your strategy, Dan. All right. So now I'm going to take the QIC that I get, the extra QIC I get, and what was the next part of my plan? I think what I was going to do was there was a plan. You know, I never took this QIC and the ore. That's why. I was like, wait a minute, where did that go? I never actually took the resources from that. There we go. And then I'm going to 1, 2, 3 for these 3. Do I want to do that? I guess I do. I don't have another thing yet. No. 1, 2, 3. So I don't want to do that yet. What I want to do is bump up a track without having to take a tile, which I don't think I can do at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not confident that I can bump up a track without taking a tile. So I might have to settle for 20 points instead of 25 points, which is a shame, right? But that's what I'm thinking. Would that even work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still wouldn't work. Oh, that's funny. I'd still have to upgrade one of those to a research lab, which I can't do right now. There's so many missing pieces to what I want to do. I really don't think I could build another federation. Gosh, I'd like to, but I don't think I can. What can you do? That's the problem with the federation tokens, is that you never get enough for what you want to do. I have sectors. I have all sectors but 1. So I'm in all sectors but 1, so I would get 6 ore if I took that other sector tile. That's just not worth it. That's what it comes down to. It's just not worth it. So, yeah. So what we're going to do is a bit unfortunate. I've got to get 1 ore that's not a QIC. So I really want to keep those 2 in my secondary plan. How do I go about doing that? I don't think I do. I think I just eat it. I could just do that. No, that's worth more points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade in 3 of these. Sorry, it took me so long. 3 of these cubes and 3 of these for a 6 money, and then, or 6 ore, I mean, Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the money. So pretty much every resource I have to build this. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna build that. That's fine. So I built that there. Oops, don't know what I'm doing. That's gonna get me a tile, plus an extra 4 points at the end of the game, so that'll be worth it. I'm gonna take this tile, cover that up. That's fine. It's gonna give me an immediate 20 points. All right, so I am at 99 points. Still playing the game. I'm completely out of resources. I'm completely out of things to do. I'll turn this in. When I turn that in, I'm going to get another 12 points. So I'm at 111 points when I pass my last turn. Oh, and I'm also going to get the 12 points from this. When you pass, you get one for each Federation tile. Oh, this had to flip when I got that, by the way. So that's going to be a total of another 12 points. So, 10, 11, 12. So I'm at 123 when I pass. Now we're going to look at the final scores, if you will. So right now it looks like he's got 11, I believe it was, or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Minus 1 is 10. So they're both at 10. For me, buildings and federations, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got one more than they got in federations. As for planet types, I don't remember what he ended with. We'll say 7. I'm pretty sure it was 6. But either way, he wasn't anywhere close to me. No, he was at 6. Yeah. He wasn't anywhere close to me, so that didn't even count. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna get 36 points versus he's gonna get. He's gonna share with him on both counts, so they're gonna get 36 divided by 2, so they're gonna get 18. So they're each gonna get 18, and I'm gonna get 36. So, well, the dummy player doesn't exist, but you get what I'm saying. So 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 1, 2, and then 12, 22, 32, 1, 2, 3, 36. So that's 36 points I got from the final scoring, which is the max you can get, of course. Then we're going to look at the tech tracks. I max out on 2 tech tracks, so that's 12 times 2 is 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 20. So there. All right, so I'm already at 83 points. Then I'm also second in 2 tech tracks, so that's another 16 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And finally, I would normally at this point trade in my resources, but I traded in all my resources already. Not sure if it was worth it completely. To get that last 4 points, I had to spend quite a bit of resources to get that. I think I had to spend. I would have used 2 of the QIC for the extra. Yeah, I'm not sure it was worth to do it. I had to use 4 QIC. I'm sorry, I had to use 4 QIC to get the tile, and that was more worth it than the little bonus there. If I had planned out my turn better, I could have utilized that 2 QIC action to much greater effect, I think, but that's not what happened. But I would have used those 4 QIC for that, and then I would have had no QIC left over, but I would have had 3 ore left over. I think I would have had 3 money and 2 4 money, 1 knowledge, and 1... Yeah, so basically I would have saved 12 minus 4 resources. So I would have saved 8 resources, which could have been turned into 2 points. So I guess I net gained 2 points overall. It was a kind of close one. But I'm thinking that what I should have done instead of going for this at the end, I should have just gone for that 7-point tile as well. That probably would have scored me a little bit more. I think I would have net gained 2 from what I had now. So I would have ended my game at exactly 201. But getting 199 is not something I'm going to complain about. I know I made a couple of mistakes in this playthrough. I was playing pretty quick. It is now 6 in the morning. I've been up all night trying to set this up. If you could see the setup I have, it's pretty wild. I've got a laptop mic that I'm hanging over the table with a rope. So hopefully this helps you guys see how I play a game of Gaia Project and the decisions I make. The mistakes I made, if they existed, were very small, I think, in terms of mechanic rules. I think I forgot to bump up the Firax in the track 2 times. I made up for that. And obviously I didn't put out the satellites because it doesn't matter for them. I think that I might have forgotten to give them points a couple of times, but I lapped them, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. Oh, I forgot to score their tech tracks. They would have made 16 points, so I didn't technically lap them. Let me move them real quick. So 103 to 199 was the total score. Give or take a few extra points on the side of the Automa. But yeah. And again, if I had planned out I think I did really, really well in the turn 5. I think I planned that out pretty well. If I had planned out my turn or my game a little bit better, I may have been able to eke out 1 more Federation. Doesn't sound big, but it's pretty big. Depending on how I played it, I would have taken either an 8-point tile for the green flippable and gotten to the top of the track, or I would have taken a 12-point tile. So either way you swing it, it would have been a 12-point gain. I also could have taken that 7-point tile instead at the end, I think. But maybe I could have done one or the other. So either way is a 12-point gain or a 7-point gain. But what definitely would have happened is I would have had another Federation tile, which would have given me another 8 points thanks to the 2 advanced tiles. So figure somewhere in the neighborhood of, if I had played it slightly better or done things just a little bit differently, I'm sure I could have eked that out and gotten another 8 plus 12, I can't do math, 20 points. And then I also could have taken the 7-point tile instead and maybe gone the route where my QIC was used to take the 2 QIC action twice in a row, or one last round, one this round, or I could have taken the QIC and the rescore Federation after I'd gotten the 12-point Federation instead of one of these. There's a couple of ways that I could have done better. I was really trying to squeeze out that 4th Federation, and I didn't manage to do it. And I think part of that had to do with the fact that I just didn't have the resources to build everything I wanted to build. So that 4th Federation is really, really tough to do. As you can see, I haven't wasted any points on the map, and my next Federation is 4. So without the tile that and maybe that's what I should have done, actually, in retrospect. Maybe when I got the when I had to get a throwaway tile instead of getting this throwaway tile, maybe the throwaway tile I should have gotten was the one that makes your big buildings worth more, because then I could have, instead of upgrading this one, I could have upgraded, say, the one over here instead, and this would have been 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and this would have been 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. That would have been much better, actually, but I think I still would have been short a little bit of resources, but that would have been a lot closer to accomplishing the goal. Also, another thing I could have done is, instead of taking that this tile here first, because that's what I did first, I could have just moved up to this spot here, and that would have given me another kind of point towards the Federation. So I could have saved a little bit of resources there as well. Whole bunch of things I could have done a little bit different. So anyway, this was, I'm sorry I was tired towards the end. This was kind of a quick put together, as you can see, kind of the decisions I was making, and yeah, hopefully this helps you guys.